It's not as serious as I'm pretending it. Why is it so busy in here? Because you're all here for me, I'm sure. So what I've done this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is I've written a story, which I wrote yesterday. And because it's like a story, it means I've got it in my book so I can read it, so I won't get a line wrong as well. And this is called The Monster's Balls. I don't think this will be transferring to Manchester. That was like a really full-on intro. I just wanted to be introduced. That's really sweet. Thank you very much, Cecily. But don't have too high expectations of what I'm about to do. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, lived a king, along with his wife the queen, his son the prince, and his daughter the princess. He ruled across the land of stars in the west. I am amazing. I look good, that's all. The king was ill, very ill. As he lay lying on his deathbed, he considered his kingdom. He was content to leave his kingdom in the hands of the queen, with his son the prince heir to the throne, but he had one worry: the princess. His one last dying wish was that his young girl become like her mother, powerful and rich beyond her wildest dreams. Unfortunately, his young daughter Lady Stephanie had fallen in love with one of the Billy twins. The Billy twins had a madman father who would preach outside the castle every day, convinced that the king had been doing bad things to his son. And every day the king would shout, "Billie Jean is not my lover!" So poor Lady Stephanie was banned from seeing the other Billy twin, but when his daddy would visit the castle to preach, he'd come along. And Lady Stephanie would sneak out the castle and go walking with him. When he wasn't there, she would just sit at her piano, playing the same song over and over again.
Is it on?
Now it is. It wasn't. Billy Ray was a preacher's son, and when his daddy would visit, he'd come along. When we gathered around and started talking, that's when Billy would take me walking. Through the backyard we go walking. Then he looked into my eyes and, Lord knows to my surprise, I just put that in my story because I've been learning the piano and I've gone to 2 lessons and that was the first song that I learned. One day, from his deathbed, Lady Stephanie's father overheard the song, and furious that she had disobeyed him, he summoned her to her deathbed. "Lady Stephanie," he said, "it is my last dying wish that you make a success of yourself. I don't want to see no more of this son of a preacher man. You need to learn to live in the real world, just like your mother did. I am therefore sending you to the east, where you will learn to slumming, so that you can become worldly wise, just like the queen." Oh my god, I'm so pissed. That would really piss me off, Daddy. I'm so pissed with you. Am I gonna be poor? No, don't be stupid. I'm gonna give you loads of money, but you gotta do real work. And you gotta try drugs. And you gotta be a slut, just like your mama. Oh my god, Daddy. That would really piss me off. I'm so pissed off. So off went Lady Stephanie into the real world. Her first job was in a seafood factory. Oh my god, I'm so bored. I'm really bored. This is really boring. It's really boring, isn't it? This is where art imitates life. This is really boring. I'm gonna put a lobster on my head. So Lady Stephanie put a lobster on her head and she got sacked from the seafood factory. And that was the end of that job. She was sacked for wearing a lobster on her head. Oh my god, I'm like so crazy. I am like so bonkers. I'm really slumming it. So she went looking for more work, and the next job was in a cigarette factory. Oh my god, I'm like so bored. This is like so boring. I'm really bored. I'm gonna stick cigarettes in my eyes. It's really shit stuff. So Lady Stephanie got sacked once more for sticking cigarettes in her eyes. She was so pissed off, so she got a new job in a bacon factory. Oh my god, see it already, can't you? You know what's coming. Oh my god, I'm so bored. I'm really pissed off. I'm really bored. I'm gonna stick some bacon on my body. It's proper rubbish. So she was sacked once more for sticking bacon all over her body. Oh my god, I'm like so completely and utterly stupid. I'm so totally crazy. I'm insane. I'm completely gaga. A sudden flash of light descending from the sky. A sudden flash of light descended from the sky, and at that moment, back at the castle, the king instantly died. Suddenly, Lady Stephanie caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror and thought, oh my god, I'm so talented. Sorry, we've gone this long. It's not long. It was then that Lady Gaga was born. I'm actually like a really avant-garde performance artist on normal occasions. So anyway, she had a sudden thirst for superstardom. The young princess researched all the best ways to become a superstar celebrity and discovered on Wikipedia that Mariah Carey, one of the biggest superstars on the planet, had become a superstar after being discovered singing whilst working in a restaurant. So she went down to the restaurant and got herself a job as a waitress. Unfortunately, somebody else had the same plan. A young girl called Christina. She was already working there, and she knew the real reason Mariah Carey had become a huge star, because she found the security camera footage. Are you following this?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mariah Carey had become a huge star because she found the security camera footage of the day that Mariah Carey was discovered.
I wish it was a superstar!
Hey there, little lady. Do you want a recording contract?
What? But I can't sing! Listen!
There's a hero, and a legend.
Sing awful!
Why don't you come on over here and let me stick this in your mouth and see how high you go then?
Okay! Oh my god, I'm a superstar!
I've forgotten my silver wig and my blonde wig. Can you bring them out? Lisa?
Yeah.
Thanks.
You just carry on. Yeah.
Hi! So Christina had learned that you had to be a huge slag to become a star. So Christina would spread her legs in the kitchen for any man that would watch, in the hope that she too would be discovered by Mariah Herring.
Just too fabulous.
This is long, very long. Xtina became a huge slag, and everyone called her Xtina Slagwillera. She had become such a huge slag. I can't believe I'm laughing at my own writing. She'd become such a huge slag that when she couldn't find a man, she'd pleasure herself with vegetables from the kitchen. When the young Princess Stephanie arrived at the restaurant, she was excited to start her new job, which would lead to fame and fortune. But Xtina Slagwillera was furious. She was so furious that she poked Lady Gaga's face until she bled. Back in the castle, the all-seeing, all-knowing eye of the Queen saw what had happened. The Queen was mad on her. She called for the Prince. Angry at what he'd heard, the Prince summoned a poisonous killer vegetable to the restaurant.
Little red courgette, Christina is such a slag. A little red courgette.
Xtina Slagwillera, are you still following? Xtina Slagwillera came across the little courgette and swiftly got to work, pleasuring herself with it. The poisoned courgette got lodged in Xtina and caused huge water retention. Xtina got really fat and couldn't move. Even wild horses couldn't shift her and she looked like Susan Boyle. Hang on, I just put on my blonde wig. I'm Christina now. This is the best motherfucking show I've ever done.
Wild horses couldn't drag me away.
This is only like one chapter of the whole story, so it's not going to go on. Meanwhile, back at the restaurant, Lady Gaga was bleeding furiously from her face. Not wanting to lose her job yet, again, Lady Gaga thought she'd just pretend everything was okay by dancing. This was mistaken by the customers as meaningful, interpretive, avant-garde dance. And even though the dance was really rubbish, they assumed she had talent because she had blood on her face. That's the end of chapter 1. I think I'd like to sing for you Wild Horses, just because my show was quite mediocre. And Wild Horses, I sing really brilliantly. It's track 6. It's track 6 screenplay. Thanks everybody. I'm blown away by my own performance skills. I didn't expect this many people actually. Childhood living, it's easy to do. The things that you wanted, well, I bought them for you. Graceless lady, you know who I am. You know I can't let you